Hello, welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. Today I have got Florian from Adference, and we are just talking about how to set up our CPC cost for Amazon advertising without hurting some sales. So, welcome, Florian.
Yeah, welcome. Nice to see you and chat with you.
Okay, excellent. So, Florian, I think let's start with your introduction, what you do, and within the role within the company.
Yeah, sure. I would like to do that. Yeah, my name is Florian. I'm co-founder and co-CEO of Adference. We founded 6 years ago and developed a PPC tool for Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, actually it automates all the stuff that you do manually, keyword harvesting and negative keyword stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the core is actually a bid optimization algorithm that offers multiple bidding strategies, maximize traffic given a budget or whatever you have, and actually optimize perfectly on your goals that you have.
Okay,
that is
excellent.
what we do.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants. Spend less
Yes.
and get more sales.
Yes. Yeah. Easy one, right?
Yeah. I'm sure there was a lot of work gone behind that. So
yes.
Yeah. So look. So before we start, so Amazon advertising seems to be taking quite a lot of importance to any brands, any sellers on Amazon. Why we need to start thinking about, so should we start thinking about automation tools like yourself?
Mm-hmm.
What sort of level, where should we start thinking there?
When you sorry, can you repeat that? If you
so it's when somebody is starting to do advertising, at what
yes.
level of advertising should we start thinking about tools like Adference?
Oh, actually, this is a very good question. So the first thing that you want to taken care of is actually the automation part. And actually, it doesn't matter if you are a small advertiser or a big one.
Mm-hmm.
You should never throw the money out of the window because you have just one auto campaign, for example, right? And if you have $1,000 or $2,000, pounds, or whatsoever ad spend, then you definitely even should look into that campaign and get it, transform it into best practices, and get the best practice straight, right? And yeah, this is actually, so it doesn't matter if you're a small or a big spender. Actually, we help both. Actually, it makes more fun to optimize bigger customers because the leverage for bid optimization is just bigger, right? So if you have an increase on performance for, let's say, 5%, 10%, okay, you have 2,000 euros ad spend, then okay, you make more 200 pounds or whatever, great. But if you have like 200,000 pounds a month, then 10% is fine. Yeah, it's real nice money.
Absolutely. So when you start campaigns, Amazon suggests you those lower bid to a higher bid, so cost per click. So how do we actually, find out what is the best CPC?
Actually,
bidding we need to put.
Yeah, actually, you cannot answer it without getting the product life cycle into mind there. Because if you launch a new campaign for a new product, you have different goals than for an old product that is ranking very nicely already organic-wise. So if you have a new product, you want to push it, you want to get as much traffic possible on your product detail page to push it and have a better ranking on organic ranking. And so you have a completely different strategy. You have a specific amount of money, for example, that you're willing to invest in a specific period of time, and you say, okay, I have like 1,000 euro, I want to spend it in 1 week and to boost my organic ranking, and then you can decide, okay, what to do next. So you have increased your organic rankings, and then you can say, okay, quit advertising, which you definitely should not, but you can, or you try to get even more sales out of an additional placement, like advertising placement, and get an efficient strategy on top, like an ACOS strategy or whatsoever.
Yeah, and some people ask, if my product is ranking well, it's selling anyway. So I say, for example, I sold 50 today. I should stop.
You should stop advertising. No, you never should stop. Actually, you see the search engine the results page, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
crowded with ads, and
yeah,
even if you have the number one slot organic wise,
yeah.
you could still, miss a lot of traffic because your
Mhm.
competitors just pay a little. It's always
Yeah,
depends on the, but they pay for a better placement and get more traffic. And
yeah.
actually, if you have set up your campaigns nicely and efficient, then you should
Mm.
never miss any opportunity to advertise your products.
Yeah, okay, understood. So understood. So coming down to a rule-based system, you mentioned about different goals
Mhm,
of the campaigns. That's a little bit clear on that. And
mhm.
talking about rules, can we set up a rule-based bidding based on the goals? And how do we do that?
Oh, actually, I'm no fan of a rule-based bidding. Actually,
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Okay.
but that has you have some advantages when it comes to rule-based bidding, right?
Yeah.
You what you do is you analyze the past performance and adjust your bids accordingly to the past performance. And if you have a lot
Okay.
of data on your keywords and on your campaigns, you say, okay, well, the performance in the last 30 days was within my target, then I increase my bids by 10%
Okay.
for
Yeah.
example. And then let's look again in 30 days and look how this performs. But
Yeah.
actually, there are some flaws with it, right? Because what do you do with the data, with the keywords that has no data at all, long tail,
Mhm.
mid tail keyword, and all this stuff? This is actually why you should not dig into or dive into this rule-based system too much, because actually I'm a huge fan. Actually, this is what we do to mathematically calculate the bits, right? Given the
Okay.
conversion rate of the keyword, given the estimated conversion value or order value, and depending on those variables, you are able to set the right bid for each keyword. Nonetheless, you don't have to apply any rules. So
Oh, wow.
this is something that actually each seller can do, right? It's just a
Okay.
simple formula that you can apply. Maybe I can send it over to you and you can put it in your show notes. It's simple
Yeah.
formula that you can apply, but actually what you need is the right estimation of the conversion rate, the
Yeah.
basket value, and actually we call it uplift, because you need the difference of your max CPC and the average CPC, because you always pay more less than you bid. So actually you have to keep in mind of this as well. And
Yeah.
of course, you need your ACOS target or your CPO target or whatever you have. And
Okay.
then if you have all those variables, you're good to go.
Okay, I think it would be good to put in a part of the video
Mm.
or a blog post after this.
Yeah,
Please
sure.
do send that through. So and for everybody to manage the ads, it's not easy to optimize continuously. So do you
Mm.
suggest we look into obviously I'm talking about without any automation involved.
Hmm.
Do we
Yeah.
look into every 2 days, 3 days, or every week? What sort of scenario do you think
Hmm.
it's right for ads?
Yeah, actually, it depends on
Mhm.
how much traffic and ad spend you have and how many clicks, conversions you generate with your campaigns. If you
Yeah.
have like low traffic on all your campaigns and actually nothing or just little happens, then okay, you could just leave it and look once a month and hope that nothing
Oh, okay.
dramatically happens.
Yeah.
But actually,
Yeah.
this is a bad motivation or a reason to do advertising. Actually, you want to see something happening, right? So
Yes.
then you
Yes.
adjust something, then you
Yes.
adjust your bids, increase your bids, and then of course you need to be focused on the yeah on your campaigns. If you change something, then you should check them daily and maybe even intra-daily, because whoa, the bids are too high and the traffic goes up, and
Yeah.
this can happen. This is why you should then monitor your campaigns very frequently, um, and and always actually. Always, if you change something, you have to monitor your changes, and if you
Yeah.
don't, and even if you don't change something, um, the competitors and your environment can change, and you're happy with the performance. Hey, well, I get a good ACOS, 10%
Yeah.
whatsoever,
Yeah.
and let's leave it running. And you look after 3 months again on your campaigns, and then you see,
Yeah.
whoa, where are my sales? Oh, you will probably recognize earlier, but
Yeah.
but you see, okay, I have a competitor now who's bidding much higher, and I don't get any traffic. So this is why you should build up your own routines,
Mhm.
like after I change something, or do it Monday in the morning,
Yeah.
the first thing, or every day in the morning for
Yeah.
a few minutes, check if everything's in place and everything's fine. But
Mm-hmm.
actually, you have now the reporting capabilities and the Seller Central, where you can create your own or schedule your report and
Yes.
let them send to you. Actually,
Email to you.
maybe this is something that you should then check on a daily basis, or
Yeah.
in your bed, maybe, if you check emails.
Yeah. I think Amazon is adding those new features continuously. I think, which is
Yes.
which is excellent. And so again, going back to our the core topic, which is CPC,
Mm-hmm.
cost per click. Do you see? I think you may be asked by this numerous people. What is the ideal CPC? How do you calculate or find out what's the ideal CPC for
Mm-hmm.
a particular campaign or for my business?
Yeah.
What's your thought on that?
Actually, depending on your strategy that you try to take place,
Yeah.
and let's say it's the performance strategy. You want to create additional sales with advertising and maximize your profit. So
Yeah.
given that strategy, actually the perfect CPC considers the right ACoS target that you are able to set, that is of course below your break-even ACoS, definitely, and you given that multiplied by the conversion rate that you have, multiplied by the basket value that you have
Mm-hmm.
the perfect CPC. This is the perfect CPC. If you know that the conversion rate is 5.5 and the basket value is €100 and all that stuff, you put it together, then you have the desired CPC, actually like €1. And okay, I want to manage my keyword bid so that I always get out at €1 CPC, for example.
Okay.
And to do that, actually, you have to lift your bid a little bit, let's say to 130 or 140, because you always pay more than you always bid more than you pay, right? Because of second price auction. So this is actually the perfect bid. If all the numbers are in place, the conversion rate is never constant. So there is just a perfect bid for the right moment, and tomorrow it's a different one. And this is for me the perfect bid.
Okay, excellent. So I think you've shared quite a good insight on this. Like you guys do quite a bit of automations within advertising, and whatever you've discussed and complicated stuff you've just mentioned, I think with your automation tool, it just plug in and does it do everything?
Yes, actually, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Actually, it's we want to give it's on the one hand, you want to automate the hell out of it. You don't want to deal with all the keywords. You just maybe want to set up specific conditions when a keyword gets moved around and all the stuff, and set up your goals. And behind this, there's the machine learning stuff, the algorithm stuff that you don't want to see, actually. And you don't want, it just should work, but you want to be in charge and set up the right strategies, and you have to think about it. And so it's a good mixture, I think, of both worlds, right? So automation and a little black box, right? Okay, we do this the best possible way to calculate the conversion rates and all the stuff in the background. But you are in charge to set up the strategy and the ACoS strategy and all the stuff. So it's a good combination of both.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. So thanks for explaining this to us.
I
think it's really good to learn about automation part, as well as how to actually do it yourself. So if somebody is to get in touch with you, Florian, what's the best place to find you?
Actually, they can visit our website, adference.com, or they just write me an email, Nottorf, that's my my last name, at adference.com.
Okay, excellent. So I'll speak to you again. I think we need to pick up another topic and,
sure.
and talk more about Adference and what it can do.
Sure, it was fun. Thank you very much.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.